And I think there's an element of trying to get it to apply to like me and you, someone that watches like the whole season, every race, and someone who doesn't, but knows a bit about the sport. Is trying to hit both audiences,
which they do very well because
yeah,
it's a good way to attract all sorts.
Their target, really.
Exactly, people that just like cars, people who just like documentaries, people who just like sports, people that are racing fans or diehard F1 fans. There's kind of like something there for everyone. Because that's what sports docs have to kind of try and do well, is make like the people and the stories interesting rather than the sport.
Let's get to it.
No, you're spot on, and that was probably quite telling with the golf one. Obviously, I haven't finished the tennis one, but with the golf one, you now like pick out people that you like based on their personality. Nothing to do with the fact they're a golfer. It's just who they are as a person.
Well, that's why it's interesting, like in the golf one, for example, Ian Poulter is someone I was pretty familiar with anyway, because my dad always liked him when I was growing up. But if you just kind of see him from a golf perspective, it's like, oh, he wears kind of wacky trousers. But then you actually speak to him and he's like, oh yeah, I kind of don't think golf should be that serious. I pick outfits on purpose that are stupid to just like fuck about and have fun. It's playing golf at the end of the day, like chill out.
I love Ian Poulter, he's jokes.
He's jokes. He was so unapologetic about going to that Saudi league as well. He was just like, no, I'm at the end of my career, I'm going to get a big fuck off paycheck. Of course I'm going. Excuse me,
he's the type of player I kind of don't have a problem with, like, selling out, if you like.
Well, what other alternative is there? He's not going to really... He hasn't won a major in a long time. His career's at the tail end. I mean, he still gets to play golf and he gets a big fat paycheck. It's kind of what he said. He's like, I've got to look out for my family at the end of the day. It's a job. Yeah, I'm going to take the pay rise. He's kind of had the prestige of being in the PGA Tour, having majors, playing in the Ryder Cup and stuff like that. I think it's more just petty of the PGA Tour to be like, well, you'll never get to captain a Ryder Cup team then. He was just like, fine, I won't. Fuck you. I'm not going to throw away like 20 million quid to captain the Ryder Cup. And it's almost kind of like, well, if that's going to be your attitude, then I don't even know if I want to be in the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's has like one of the best records at the Ryder Cup ever. I don't think he's like lost. But yeah, he was, when I was sort of growing up watching golf, he was kind of a bit more in his like prime. You don't really, obviously you don't really hear about him too much for now because he's not in the PGA Tour anymore, but for the last few years you haven't really
not
much
really competed,
like he's been there, he's played.
He said he's just turned up.
Gets his money, make the cut, happy days, bit of money, back home. The interesting thing, especially about the golf F1 and tennis all kind of have this aspect that they're quite solo sports. Tennis and golf are very similar in that it's like a massive calendar long, like year-long calendar of tournaments. I mean, most people will maybe watch the majors. You know, if you're a golf fan, you maybe watch like the Open and
that's
things
kind
like
of
that.
like what I do. I don't watch them in full, but like I'll stick on the end or something. But like you say, that's just a select few events.
I mean, even me, that's what
every week.
Kind of how I watch it. I mean, maybe like, even if I do, like, even if I'm not watching, even pay attention to, maybe 5 or 6, like the majors is basically all I don't really give a fuck about the BMW Championship or whatever. Like, great. And it's kind of the same with tennis. People pay attention to like tennis, Wimbledon and the French Open and stuff like that, but
US Open,
Australia as well. But outside of that, Australia like I don't really give a fuck that you just played a game in Toronto. Like, it's not really interesting to people. But they have to travel the world year round, like losing over and over and over again, and it's just you. I mean, obviously, like you maybe have a trainer, maybe an agent, but it's you at the end of the day, and you're relying on yourself out there. They're some of the most brutal sports because it's like, even in F1 at least you can say, well, the car broke down or they didn't set the car up right or someone else crashed into me. But golf and tennis, it's like, especially golf, you're not even really playing against other people. It's just like, just don't fuck up on a hole and you'll win.
That's what I mean, you don't have that element of another person in your shoes that you can speak to.
No,
like,
you can't blame anyone.
Or a coach or whatever, but they're not They're not in your shoes.
You have to go out there and play 18 holes and make every single shot, and it's just you out there on your own. Obviously, you got a caddy that kind of advises you and stuff, but it's just such a brutal way to live.
Which is why you see it in both of the tennis and golf. They're selective where they go. Because if you want to do the whole calendar...
Yeah, it's madness too.
It's fucking brutal.
Well, I even found it in in my tennis game I'm playing. I was like, I can't play all these tournaments. This is ridiculous. Because the game has, like, fatigue levels. Like, you get travel fatigue. Like, if you travel further for a tournament, you get more fatigue. And then the more tournaments you play, you get, like, wear, depending, like, you know...
Oh, it's just sort of what happens.
But, like, if you wanted to even play
game.
the PlayStation version, you can't play every tournament. And even on the... I mean, I don't know how accurate...
Your custom character.
I don't know how accurate the game is to real tennis, but there's like multiple events on a week that you can pick from, and they all have like different... Oh shit, grenades. They all have like different points rankings that you'll get, like, I don't know, whatever the equivalent of the FedEx Cup is in tennis. Like, if you win a major, it might be like 2,000 points, but if you just win like a top 500 in the world tournament, you might only get 200 points, you know, because it's like a different level.
Yeah, I know you.
Oh shit. You can tell how easily I'm influenced by media though, because it's like, watch the tennis documentary. Oh, I should play a tennis game. Watch the golf documentary. Oh, PGA Tour's on sale. Next thing you know, I'm fucking ragging it up in F122 and never finishing the play.
You're like going for 100 online wins.
Yeah, just miserable. I try to avoid games like that these days. NBA burnt me bad.
Yeah, there's definitely an element of when the fun stops.
Yeah, they don't put that on PSNprofiles.com.
They should.
It's only on Bet365. I was talking to someone on stream last night, and they were talking about trophy hunting, and I got a few people that stop by my streams that are like fucking hardcore into trophies. Like this one guy that stops by, he's like, if a game announces its server's going offline, he like gets the game and plats it. At the moment, he's doing the original Bad Company because they're shutting down the servers.
Oh,
he has a boosting group because you have to get like fucking 10,000 kills or something mental in that game. That's why I never did it. But he's telling me about this boosting group he's got. So the guy that comes by my channel, he has 2 PlayStations and 2 copies of the game. Someone in his boosting group has 7 consoles and 7 copies of the games just to fill out slots in the server so they can actually boost it easily. And I was just like, I mean, it's dedication, but you gotta enjoy video games to a point. Like, that's surely not enjoyable. Like, it'll be a good plat to have on your list, but at what cost? Like, I'll push myself pretty far for stuff, but that's just not for me. I was talking to someone yesterday, they were talking about all these games they're doing, and I was like, but you gotta enjoy it to a point. Like, make sure you at least mix in some games that are just, like, for fun. You can't just only play shit plat games or only do super hardcore grindy plats, because you'll get miserable. I mean, not to tell people how to enjoy their fun. Maybe that is fun for some people, but I like to personally try and mix in a few games that are like PGA Tour is just like a nice, fun, chill, shut your brain off and play golf. It's not an especially impressive platinum. It's not an especially difficult platinum. There's no real super hardcore grind in it. I just play that for fun. But at the same time, I'll do things like Hazard Zone, which is just like a fucking pain in the dick just for trophies. Mind you, Hazard Zone was fun in its own way.
Yeah, you need like a balance. That's what you just burn out.
Although Madden 23, the like dual pack edition's on a mad sale at the moment, so I think I'm going to pick that up as well. Yeah. Madden's one of those games I especially try and get the dual edition for, just because you can self-boost pretty easily.
Oh yeah, did you do that on the last one?
Yeah, I done it on the last 2, I think. because it has crossplay with both versions, so I can boost the PS4 and PS5 versions with each other, which is so handy. That was honestly the biggest fucking game changer for my trophy hunting, was the PS5 being backwards compatible and keeping my PS4. Yeah, like I had this game, Grand Ages Medieval, that just no one bought. Like, it just wasn't a popular game. So even if you wanted to legitimately try and get into multiplayer games, you just really couldn't. And then to do the actual trophy requirements was pretty tough to do, like, organically. And so I had it sat at like 87% or something for like 3 years. And then the PS5 came out and I was like, oh, I'll just boost it with myself. Oh, that's why no one was coming for me. We fell back.
Yes. We finally got pushed through. We did quite well holding there, actually.
It's not an easy point to hold, in fairness. Just shooting a tank with a grenade launcher.
You fuck all damage to them.
That's like fucking like 7 out of 100.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Well, that's just texts me the most nonsense stuff sometimes. He's like, do you have my Pulp CD? I'm like, I don't fucking know, dude. He's like, it has this track on it. I'm like, it's not going to let me know if I have it or not. It's in a box somewhere. I don't know. He's like, well, I can't find it. I don't live there. I can't help you. I was quite impressed that Nick managed to not dox me the other day. He thought about it. He caught himself. I was impressed by it.
Oh, no.
I was also impressed, actually. He'd obviously done like a bit of trophy research, because he was like, oh, this is a trophy, that's a trophy, this is a trophy, so maybe he does like Borderlands.
I think he just looked through his list.
Maybe. It's not a long list. When's the new Dead Island game come out? Is that this year?
April. It's like
that's
20th of April or something. They released their like cinematic style trailer like 3 days ago. It looks fucking sick, man. I hope the game's not like broken, or if it is, it will get like performance patched early on at least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I assume we'll probably pick it up on sale anyway.
It'll be more towards the end of the year, I reckon.
We probably will be playing it until maybe end of summer. Depends what sales.
Yeah, like, that's what I reckon, kind of thing. That's what kind of roughly targeting.
Because we'll probably pick up COD. So if it's not end of summer, it'll be after COD, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But I really liked the first Dead Island game. I mean, Riptide
it was probably good for
kind of a lazy effort, but Dead Island was fun. It was a fun idea. Maybe not the best executed idea, but it was fun enough.
But no, it looks pretty good. Obviously, you've got to wait to see it when it comes out.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited about Saints Row as well, and by all accounts, apparently it's a shit heap. So.
Yeah, but they all are.
Also, I think it depends what you're wanting out of games. Like, I don't really know how Saints Row can disappoint me, apart from, like, if it doesn't work from a technical standpoint, then yeah, that sucks. If it crashes or it's laggy, or like all the issues we had with the Saints Row 4 remaster with like syncing issues and stuff, that can kind of put a bad.
It for the story or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
We just want it to work as a co-op game.
Exactly. It's just something to do while we talk shit. I mean, it's not really that big of a expectation on it. I just want it to actually function. Because one of the things that frustrates me most is co-op games that the co-op aspect of it's broken.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure games like Saints Row 4 weren't necessarily developed to be a co-op experience. Like, I think, like, a game like It Takes Two, for example, is a co-op game. It's made to be played co-op. Whereas Saints Row, it's very much an afterthought. But if you're gonna put it in, make it a usable, enjoyable experience. Don't just go, well, you can sort of play together. Have fun. Like, it works or it doesn't, for fuck's sake.
I think Dead Island's limited to 3 as well. Like,
really?
Extraction. Yeah.
That seems to be the newer trend.
I know, right? Well, I don't know what... I swear, like, when we were at school, there was no free player. It was 2 or 4.
2 or 4, yeah. Or like
lobby
8 or something,
games.
yeah.
Yeah. Never had a 3-player co-op game.
I can't think of one off the top of my head, like a PS3 era game. Cause shit like Far Cry, that was 4-player, Payday, that was 4-player, Borderlands was 4-player, yeah. Like everything we kind of played was 4, was the standard.
4 or but 2, like Sniper and stuff. But yeah, no, never 3.
2 players,
and then Extraction came along, and then
I mean,
I think this was going to be 4, and they said it's going to be better as 3.
Fair enough.
Like performance and gameplay wise, they were like, "Nah, we made the decision to make."
I'd rather people made that decision. I mean, especially because we play 3 stacked anyway. It's not really obviously a super problem for us, but it would be. It's probably annoying for a lot of other people that have always played 4-player games, and now they're like, "Well, someone can't play." Even like Warzone was 4-player when it originally launched. I say 4-player, I mean squad wise. Battlefield's 4-player squads.
Fucking hell.
So there is a bit of a weird disparity there.
Yeah. Strange.
I mean, in some ways, 3-player actually is better for us because if that's how it's intended to be played, we're only going to play 3-player anyway. So if that's how it's intended to be played, we're not like missing out by not having a 4th.
Yeah. Yeah, like, for example, with Borderlands, not that it makes too much difference, but we've got one of each character type, but we don't have
the fourth
character.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't think it's going to stop us from beating the game or anything. But
that's what I mean. But,
in theory, you could be having a more
something.
fleshed out experience by having the 4. Like, it doesn't matter so much in Extraction because there's fucking 18 ops or whatever, and you can only use 3 at a time, so it doesn't really matter. But other games, it does make a difference.
That smoke is OP.
I swear it's gotten thicker. I forgot to check how many heals I needed. I need to be better about throwing crates again. I got really good at it, and then I just stopped. Because I started going for kills.
Yeah.
Now I need to like get out of the habit of kills
Focus
again.
shifts.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't look good in there.
There was a guy there. Oh, he's lit.
I'm suppressing.
Thank you, pal.
Other teammate, get you up. There we go.
You got me.
Yeah, I killed him. Got the other one.
Is that a frag? Alright, let's push in.
Head back, reload.
Yeah, you got an LMG.
It's
There's loads of them in here. I don't suppose you'd have seen, because there's no reason why you would have, but I haven't looked myself. Do you know if the Resi 4 remake had a platinum? I would assume it does. But I haven't... Oh, you got dropped. Fuck. Oh no. What happened to you, mate?
I was going so well.
Yeah, did your game crash?
Yeah, as soon as I changed scope.
It's a new one. Yeah, I asked you a question and then I was like, oh, he's not answering. And I looked at the bottom left and I was like, he's gone. Now someone else on my squad left. What's happening? Dropping like flies.
Oh, I should be able to get back in there at least.
Yep. Oh, someone else has joined the squad as well. Nope, someone else joined.
I'll queue into the game anyway.
Yeah, I'll give us our own squad if not. No, I was saying, I don't know if you've seen, there's no reason why you would have necessarily looked, but I haven't looked either. Do you know if the Resi 4 remake has a plat? I would assume it does.
I haven't looked.
I just didn't know if you'd like come across it on like fucking Reddit or been on a trophy website and it was like, new guide. I think from what I've...
flat.
It does. Sweet.
Yes.
One of my favourite Resident Evils.
40 hours.
40 hours? That seems long for that game. I'd have pegged it at like 20. I don't know what you can do in that game for 40 hours.
That's probably why.
Oh dear, is there a bullshit?
Minimum playthroughs, technically 4, but more likely 5 to 6.
I was going to say, the campaign's only like 8 hours long, so it's, where the fuck are they getting 40 hours from?
Yeah.
But you got to play it through 6
Looks
times,
like it's
that makes
all to
sense.
do with, yeah, it looks like it's to do with like difficulty based stuff. And
To be fair,
like
that's
that.
pretty standard for Resi games.
Yeah.
Okay. Threat eliminated.
That's also just one guide.
Yeah, I mean, the
picks, but
game
might
only
be
came
probably
out
slightly
like
different.
yesterday, I think. Or this week, anyway. It's very new, so more stuff might come out.
Wait, I'll see what's Legacy Trophy Guide now. Oh no, it still does say 60 to 80 hours.
Yeah. Well, doing it in the lower... I tend to skew higher on trophy guides, honestly. But that's because I never do things in, like, the most efficient way. I do them in the more fun way. Like, I hate guides that are like, first playthrough, use our guide with collectibles. And I'm like, no, I think I'll just do... So I would normally add, like, a playthrough to games.
Yeah.
Or, like, I won't do hard on the first playthrough.
One of our objectives is under attack.
Loading it.
Oh, yeah. This pulled me into a squad, you know.
Do not put the thermal sight on.
Game breaking bug, thermal.
Did we just get pushed back?
Yeah, literally just lost it.
Yeah.
Reloading weapon.
Just kind of camping these two tunnels.
They're gonna be coming this way, aren't they?
Danger near me. Do not assist.
Oh, he's one.
Their resources are at 50%.
Guy with a sniper. He got me.
Oh! The other thing that I find interesting in Drive to Survive is it's obviously like, although it's a big industry in terms of, you know, net worth and how many people are actually involved in putting on a Formula 1 race, it's actually a very small industry in terms of there's only 10 teams and 20 drivers. So it's all quite, like, personal.
Yeah. No,
Everyone knows each other. Do you know? Like, if you think about the Premier League and you think how many players there are in the league, like, most players don't know each other or haven't really ever interacted with each other. But F1 drivers all kind of know each other and they know all the team managers, and so it gets quite like what's his name, Cyril from Renault.
Yeah.
He's pretty like butthurt that Daniel Ricciardo's going to McLaren, and then Christian Horner's all smug about it when he sees Daniel Ricciardo. He's like, oh, how's Cyril doing? And it was the same when Red Bull stopped using Renault engine and went to Honda. It's like you have to sit in the room with the person that you're like fucking off and see them week in, week out. It's quite an interesting dynamic because it's such a small sport in terms of actual like big players in it. There's not many. There's even like golf. I mean, the tour's still like 150 odd people. It's like 10 times the size of F1. Holy shit, there's a lot of grenades coming.
Boy, he's risky, got ya.
Yeah, he pinged up. He pinged up the revive like immediately and fucking went for it. Thank you.
Oh.
Ah! I was trying to heal you. I got gunned by a guy prone.
They get me.
Start heading to the marker.
Russian forces captured an objective. Russian attacks are breaking
No, I'm getting shot. Oh, there he is. Prick. Jesus, people love that SPH launcher, whatever it is. Don't know if it's like a
I know, right?
operator
I don't know how.
ability.
Yeah, it must be. I can't. I've never come across it. It must be an
I
operator
think it's
thing.
kind of like the smart grenades in terms of like how you get it. Nothing happening at C2. Just spawned down here. Oh wait, there's about to be.
We're losing ground. Not many defensible positions remaining.
Look out! 90 meters from my position!
Oh God, come on.
Did he kill my mate? Oh, he did.
Friendly down!
The Russian reinforcements are thinning.
That's a tank.
Move up and see one.
Oh, they're retaking C2.
We got a good amount of people. Yeah.
Hold strong or we'll be forced
Yeah,
off
I'm
the
pushing
field.
C1 back.
Let's clear them out a bit.
Oh. Did you see
Yeah,
that's
that
an
guy got
explosive
so many
launcher.
kills in that
Fucking
feed.
hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, ammo!
Our troops continue to hold off the Russian attack.
Please! Celebrate!
Come on. Just got my hill gun out.
The enemy is in control of Charlie.
Fucking hell. He's launching them things in here. They're
Why did
like
I-
getting sniper
Oh,
launch.
That makes sense. I was gonna say, why did I just unlock a Super Heinz skin? But I assume it's Battle Pass.
Probably, yeah.
It's like, I'm not in a Super Heinz. Like the turret.
We
Oh!
should
Got
be-
the hold?
I got 27 tickets. I need to reload. This is so gonna kill me. We've got 18v1 in this point. 19v1 because you're in it.
Filling it out. Just get bodies on it.
It should be alright.
Just trying to heal everyone. Crate up.
Oh, seeing the smoke.
Smoke's OP. Suicide run to get you.
The guy that killed me is dead.
Oh.
Hold back the hostiles before
D5 that.
Oh, the only problem is sometimes you get all the medics doing a fucking death rush for a person. Someone's just flying a drone. They're just there for a fucking day out. Come on. Surely got this. Yes, nice.
they're retreating. Good work. You've proven
Oh,
yourself
a
to
decent
be no
match.
pets.
It was actually.
Apart from dropping. Decent match. Now my score's gonna look bad.
Can't blame the match for that.
Got 120 utility.
Yep. It's pretty mad. But don't worry, I also got 11 assault rifle kills. It's a fucking weird stat to pick.
Don't know what algorithm they use, but it's broken.
I think it's points earned. Because 11 kills is...
Yeah, I think you're right.
Not even, because 11 kills is 110 points, and 120, like, utility is 120 points.
Yeah. Your revives was the highest score.
Yep. Right, I'm going to exit
Didn't care about
to
them.
menu and we'll sort the party out.
Oh yeah, got that.